In ancient Cyprus, around 300 BC, a wealthy merchant named Zeno embarked on a voyage from Phoenicia to Piraeus, carrying valuable goods that were the foundation of his fortune. However, disaster struck when his ship sank, taking with it all of his cargo and wealth. In an instant, Zeno lost everything he had worked so hard for, not because of any mistake on his part but due to forces beyond his control. Imagine yourself in Zeno's position. How would you react to seeing your life's work disappear beneath the waves? Anger, sadness, despair, these would be natural reactions. But Zeno chose a different response, one that would shape a philosophy we still follow today, Stoicism. Rather than giving in to despair, Zeno found solace in the realization that while we cannot control external events, we can control how we respond to them. This idea formed the foundation of Stoic philosophy, which he developed after studying the works of philosophers like Socrates. Zeno's approach wasn't about denying emotions, but rather about understanding that we have power over our reactions to the challenges life throws at us. This shift in perspective, the ability to control our response when everything else seems out of our hands, became the essence of Stoicism. Instead of mourning his lost fortune, Zeno remained calm and focused. He reframed the situation, not as a devastating loss but as an opportunity to practice resilience. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending that hardship doesn't exist. It's about acknowledging that hardship is inevitable and choosing to remain grounded in the face of it. This ability to keep a cool head, to stay centered no matter what happens, is at the heart of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism, often misunderstood as a way to be emotionless, is actually a philosophy of acceptance and mental fortitude. It's about understanding the world as it is, not as we wish it to be, and finding peace within that reality. Stoicism's relevance has endured for over 2 millennia because its principles are universal. At its core, Stoicism teaches that while we don't control the majority of events in our lives, we do control our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. This simple yet profound idea has empowered countless individuals throughout history to face adversity with grace. From Zeno's time to today, Stoicism offers a blueprint for resilience in the face of life's unpredictability. What made Stoicism especially powerful was its accessibility. Unlike other philosophical schools that were often confined to the elite, Stoic teachings were shared openly. The Stoics believed that their philosophy could benefit anyone, from the poorest of slaves to the most powerful emperors. And indeed, some of the most famous Stoics come from vastly different walks of life. Epictetus, for example, was born into slavery but became one of the most influential Stoic philosophers. Seneca, a renowned statesman and advisor to Emperor Nero, used Stoic principles to navigate the treacherous politics of ancient Rome. And Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, ruled one of the most powerful empires in history while adhering to Stoic virtues. These individuals not only studied Stoicism, they lived it. Their lives were testaments to the idea that inner strength can overcome external circumstances. One of the revolutionary aspects of Stoicism was its commitment to equality. In a time when women were often excluded from philosophical pursuits, the Stoics believed that virtue and wisdom were not bound by gender. Musonius Rufus, a prominent Stoic teacher, argued passionately that women should have the same opportunity to learn philosophy as men. His student, Epictetus, echoed this sentiment, stressing that virtue was not exclusive to men. Stoicism's inclusive nature extended beyond gender. It promoted the idea that all human beings, regardless of status or background, were capable of living a virtuous life. This radical inclusivity is why the Stoics coined the term cosmopolitan, meaning citizen of the world, to describe the unity they believed should exist among people. In today's world, filled with uncertainty and constant change, it's no wonder that so many people are drawn to Stoicism. The Stoic mindset offers a powerful antidote to the anxiety that often accompanies modern life. While we can't predict or prevent all the difficulties we face, Stoicism teaches us to expect them. We don't get upset by the rain because we know it will happen, it's a natural part of life. Stoicism encourages us to adopt the same attitude toward the unexpected hardships that inevitably arise. By preparing ourselves mentally for life's challenges, we can minimize their emotional impact and navigate them with calm and clarity. One practice the Stoics advocated is called voluntary discomfort. It's a way of training the mind to handle adversity by deliberately embracing discomfort in everyday life. Whether it's sleeping on the floor instead of a bed, taking cold showers, or eating simple meals for days on end, these exercises remind us that we can survive, and even thrive, under challenging conditions. Voluntary discomfort teaches us gratitude for what we have and builds resilience for when life takes an unexpected turn. It's a way of saying to yourself, even when things aren't ideal, I can handle it. In our consumer-driven society, where we're constantly told that happiness comes from material possessions, the message of Stoicism is more important than ever. We're often led to believe that if we don't have the latest gadgets, the perfect body, or a high-paying job, we're somehow falling short. Stoicism offers a liberating alternative. It teaches that true happiness doesn't come from external achievements or possessions but from cultivating inner peace and resilience. Many of us grow up with unrealistic expectations about life, expectations set by society, family, or even ourselves. These expectations can lead to disappointment when things don't go as planned. But Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our actions, thoughts, and attitudes, and to let go of the rest. Too often, we seek fulfillment through external validation, whether it's the approval of others, career success, or the pursuit of material wealth. But as Stoicism reminds us, these things are fleeting and beyond our control. Cars break down, relationships end, and fortunes come and go. When we tie our happiness to these external factors, we set ourselves up for inevitable disappointment. Stoicism urges us to shift our focus inward and to derive our sense of worth from the things we can control, our virtues, our character, and our actions. Seneca wisely said, "Living with less creates space for the things that truly matter." When we let go of the constant pursuit of material wealth and external validation, we free ourselves to focus on what's truly important, our relationships, our personal growth, and our sense of purpose. Stoicism teaches that we don't need much to live a fulfilling life. By practicing simplicity and gratitude, we can find happiness in the present moment, regardless of our external circumstances. At the heart of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, the principle that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. Epictetus put it simply, the chief task in life is to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. When we internalize this idea, we free ourselves from the frustration and anxiety that come from trying to control the uncontrollable. In the context of modern challenges, whether it's building a successful career, creating content for YouTube, or navigating personal relationships, Stoicism provides a powerful framework. You can control the effort you put into your work, but once it's out there, the results are often out of your hands. Rather than getting caught up in external outcomes like views or likes, Stoicism teaches us to measure success by the effort we put in and the lessons we learn along the way. When things don't go as planned, such as missing out on a promotion at work, it's easy to feel like a failure. But a Stoic would remind us that external events, like the mood of our boss or the financial health of the company, are beyond our control. What matters is the quality of our work and the effort we put into it. Stoicism encourages us to shift our focus from external validation to internal growth. By doing so, we can avoid unnecessary disappointment and find peace in knowing that we've done our best. The four main virtues of Stoicism, wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice, serve as a guide to living a meaningful life. Wisdom teaches us to distinguish between what we can and cannot control. Courage helps us persist in the face of adversity. Temperance reminds us to seek balance and moderation, and justice urges us to treat others fairly and compassionately. These virtues are timeless and can help us navigate both the highs and lows of life. One powerful example of Stoicism in action is Nelson Mandela. After spending 27 years in prison, Mandela chose forgiveness over revenge. During his imprisonment, he studied the works of Marcus Aurelius and embraced Stoic principles, which helped him maintain his composure and focus on the greater good. Instead of seeking retribution, Mandela urged his people to move forward, to rebuild, and to focus on what they could control, the future of their nation. Even in modern psychology, Stoic principles form the basis of therapies like rational emotive behavioral therapy, REBT, and logotherapy. These approaches help individuals challenge negative thought patterns and find meaning in their lives, much like the Stoics taught. They empower people to take control of their inner world, even when their outer world feels